Most men over 60 don't realize that a single daily habit could be forcing your prostate to swell, pressing down on your bladder, stealing your sleep, and quietly destroying your erections. You think it's just aging, but the truth is darker than that. What if those late night bathroom trips, that weak stream, and the shame of losing intimacy weren't signs of getting old at all, but the direct result of one simple habit you've been repeating for years? A habit that's inflaming your prostate, choking off blood flow, and lowering your testosterone without you even knowing it. Doctors are warning that if you ignore this, it won't stop at prostate enlargement. It can end with permanent damage, loss of erections, loss of control, and the slow theft of your manhood. The question is, are you ready to face it before it's too late? If you've ever felt the frustration of standing at the toilet in the middle of the night, waiting for a weak stream, or if you've noticed your intimacy slipping away because of your prostate, leave a comment right now. You're not alone, and your words may help another man realize he's not alone either. And make sure you hit subscribe and turn on the bell, because every week I'll be sharing life-changing insights about your prostate, your erections, and your energy that most doctors never take the time to explain. George was 67 when he finally admitted something was wrong. A retired army veteran, proud father, the kind of man who never skipped his morning run. Yet for months he'd been waking up 4, sometimes 5 times a night, stumbling to the bathroom, exhausted by dawn. His wife had started sleeping in the guest room just to get some rest. In the bedroom he felt humiliated. Erections that used to come easily now faded, leaving him ashamed and angry at himself. He told me, "Doc, I guess this is just old age catching up to me." But here's the truth. It wasn't just age. I'm Dr. Catherine Rotker, a men's health specialist, and I've treated thousands of men like George. The biggest myth I see is that prostate enlargement is inevitable, that after 60, you simply accept it. But that's not science, that's defeat. According to the National Institutes of Health, more than 50% of men over 60 develop an enlarged prostate, what we call benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. But the data is clear. It's not just about the years on your calendar. It's about what you feed your body, how you move, and the silent inflammation that builds inside you. George believed his prostate was betraying him because of age. What he didn't realize was that decades of small, everyday habits, too much processed food, late-night alcohol, long hours sitting, were fueling chronic inflammation. That inflammation was swelling his prostate, squeezing his urethra, and sabotaging his blood flow. The same circulation that powers your erections was being blocked at the source. When I explained this to him, I saw a flicker of relief. Because for the first time, he understood he wasn't powerless. His body wasn't broken. It was responding to years of hidden stress and neglect. Harvard research has shown that men with high inflammatory markers are up to 70% more likely to experience BPH. The problem wasn't George's age. The problem was the silent fire burning in his body. And that's the hidden truth most men never hear. Your prostate isn't just getting larger because of time. It's being forced to swell by habits you don't even question. And until you face that, the late nights, the weak flow, the loss of intimacy will only grow worse. There's a silent enemy working against you every single day. It's not bad luck. It's not just genetics. It's the combination of chronic inflammation, poor circulation, and stress hormones like cortisol, all triggered by habits you may not even think twice about. Think about how many hours you sit. The longer you sit, the less blood flow your pelvis receives. That lack of circulation makes your prostate swell and weakens the very vessels that support your erections. According to the Mayo Clinic, prolonged sitting raises inflammation markers by as much as 35%. Over time, that inflammation is like pouring gasoline on the fire in your prostate. Then there's what you eat. Processed foods, fried oils, too much sugar. They don't just affect your waistline, they flood your body with oxidative stress. Harvard researchers found that men with diets high in processed meats and refined carbs had a 60% higher risk of developing severe BPH. That means your dinner plate may be quietly dictating how many times you wake up at night and whether your erections last. And let's not forget alcohol and stress. That nightcap you think helps you sleep? Alcohol irritates the bladder and prostate, worsening symptoms by up to 30%, according to the National Library of Medicine. And stress? Elevated cortisol doesn't just cloud your mind. It lowers testosterone, shrinks muscle, and accelerates prostate growth. The worst part? These enemies are invisible in the moment. You don't feel inflammation spreading. You don't notice blood vessels narrowing until one day you realize your flow is weak, your nights are restless, and your erections are unreliable. That's how this enemy works. Slowly, quietly, until you start to believe this is just who you are now. But it isn't. What's stealing your vitality is preventable. It's not age punishing you. It's this silent force, feeding on small choices, day after day. Once you see it, you can fight it. And once you fight it, your prostate, your sleep, and your manhood can be restored. If the enemy is hidden, the solution has to be simple, something you can actually live with every single day. And the truth is, your prostate doesn't need another prescription pill to mask the symptoms. It needs blood flow, anti-inflammatory nutrients, and habits that calm your hormones instead of spiking them. Start with Brazil nuts. Just 2 or 3 a day provide selenium, a mineral your prostate is starving for. Selenium lowers oxidative stress and supports healthy testosterone. In a large NIH study, men with higher selenium levels had a 56% lower risk of prostate enlargement. That's not folklore, that's data. You don't need a handful, just a couple each day can tip the balance back in your favor. Start with Brazil nuts. Just 2 or 3 a day provide selenium, a mineral your prostate is starving for. Selenium lowers oxidative stress and supports healthy testosterone. In a large NIH study, men with higher selenium levels had a 56% lower risk of prostate enlargement. That's not folklore, that's data. You don't need a handful, just a couple each day can tip the balance back in your favor. Then look at cloves. You've probably only thought of them as a spice, but chewing on a clove or adding it to your evening tea gives your body eugenol, a natural compound proven to reduce inflammation and improve circulation. A PubMed study found that eugenol lowered oxidative damage inside prostate tissue, protecting cells from swelling. Better circulation doesn't just help you urinate more freely, it strengthens the very blood vessels that power your erections. And perhaps the most overlooked solution of all, water. Your prostate and bladder are designed to flush toxins constantly, but when you're dehydrated, everything stagnates. Worse, many men add alcohol at night, thinking it relaxes them. In reality, alcohol dehydrates you, irritates the bladder lining, and worsens BPH symptoms by up to 30%, according to the Mayo Clinic. Trade the nightcap for a tall glass of water before bed, and you'll feel the difference within days. These aren't complicated hacks, they're not expensive supplements, they're everyday choices that starve inflammation, restore blood flow, and support the hormones that make you feel like a man again. Think of it like this. Every Brazil nut you eat, every clove you chew, every glass of water you drink, that's a step toward shrinking your prostate, restoring your flow, and reclaiming intimacy. The best part? Your body responds faster than you think. With consistent habits, your prostate can calm, your bladder can relax, and your erections can return. This isn't a quick fix, but it's the foundation your body has been waiting for. Here's what happens when you give your prostate what it's been missing. By day 7, you start to feel lighter. The endless fatigue that's been dragging you down begins to lift. Your bathroom trips at night? They start to ease. Instead of 4 or 5 times, you wake maybe once or twice, and your sleep feels deeper. That's not a miracle, it's your body responding to better blood flow and lower inflammation. By day 14, something shifts. Morning energy comes back, and so do morning erections. They're not perfect yet, but they're there. Proof your body is healing. Your stream feels stronger, more controlled. You realize the fear of leaking or standing too long at the toilet is slowly fading. By day 30, the difference is undeniable. Your prostate feels calmer, your bladder isn't screaming at you every hour, and your confidence in the bedroom begins to return. A study from the Journal of Urology shows that men who adopt anti-inflammatory habits can cut urinary symptoms by nearly 40% in just a month. Imagine what 60 or 90 days can bring. The timeline isn't about waiting, it's about rebuilding. Every day of consistency rewires your body back to balance, back to strength, back to the man you remember being. The biggest mistake men make is thinking one magic pill or supplement will save them. You've been sold that lie for years. Take this capsule, and your prostate shrinks overnight. The truth is harsher. Without changing the habits that fuel inflammation, those pills are nothing more than temporary bandages. I've seen men take medication faithfully, yet still wake up 5 times a night. NIH research shows that men who rely only on pills have a 40% higher recurrence of symptoms within 2 years. Why? Because the root cause, sitting too long, eating fried foods, drinking late at night, never gets fixed. Another dangerous mistake is inconsistency. You try drinking more water or adding a new food for a week, then give up when results aren't instant. Your prostate doesn't work on a 7-day schedule. It responds to steady care, not quick fixes. If you avoid these mistakes, believing in shortcuts and giving up too soon, you protect yourself from years of unnecessary pain, shame, and decline. The key isn't speed, the key is commitment. You are not broken, your body isn't betraying you, it's been calling out for change. Every sleepless night, every weak stream, every failed erection wasn't a punishment for aging. It was your prostate begging for relief, your blood vessels asking for flow, your hormones pleading for balance. And the truth is, you can give that back to yourself. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s turn their lives around. When you feed your body the right nutrients, when you cut down the silent enemies, alcohol, processed foods, constant sitting, you don't just shrink your prostate. You rebuild your manhood. You regain control. You reclaim the intimacy you thought was gone forever. You deserve to feel wanted again. You deserve to sleep through the night, to stand tall with confidence, to enjoy erections that remind you you're still alive. Don't let shame keep you silent. Don't let anyone tell you this is just how life is now, because it isn't. If this message gave you hope, hit the like button right now. Share it with a brother, a friend, someone who needs to hear they're not alone. And make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell, because together we're building a community where men are seen, respected, and given the tools to fight back. Your best years aren't behind you. They're waiting if you choose to take them back.